What'd you say?
I said, is it a man's responsibility to make it explicitly known that he wants sexual favors from a woman before flying her out?
I mean, of course, I think you should make plans with anybody on anything if you intend to do actions with them. It's all about communication. I mean, even if you wanted to, let's say, oh, we're gonna go out to eat and parasail, don't you let the other person know that's what you want to do? Maybe they have a fear of parasailing. You don't know. You got to communicate. I mean, it is like somebody in the comments said, "Oh, same old shit." Said, it's informed consent, and that's basically it. I mean, you should get that with any type of situation, not just sexual encounters. I mean, that goes for anything. I mean, I'm not saying he should come out. I mean, if a guy comes out and he's like, "Oh, I want to fuck," like, that's that. Like, okay, that's just the type of guy he is. You don't have to explicitly, say it like that. But there's a way to say things like, "Hey, I'm looking for, a sexual encounter, or I want something, a casual sexual thing." It's a way to let people know because nobody wants to be surprised, by some type of action you holding over their head. Because I mean, that's really what it is. Like you holding sex over her head for her to be able to have a trip, which is weird. And then it's also weird for a woman to be unaware of the intentions because you get, different scenarios that'll let you know what a person is about. They will let you know up front most of the time, even if they don't say it explicitly, unless you just, you know, oblivious to everything. But again, it still doesn't matter. If you were oblivious to all those facts, the other person should still communicate, what they're trying to do. So of course, that's with anything. I mean, you could have asked the question, should he ask her if they're going, to eat somewhere she might not like? And I said the same thing. It's, consent on everything, and y'all are adults, and communication is key. And a lot of people don't utilize that for some reason. So they have a lot of misunderstandings, as I would call them. So definitely, I would say definitely.
So we're the same age. So you're telling me that if a man that doesn't know you from a can of paint for real, he just saw you on Instagram and thought you were attractive and slid in your DMs or whatever and was talking to you a certain type of way. And then he said, like, I want to see you in person and I'm gonna fly you out and this, that, and the third. You're telling me that you're not going to be under the assumption that he does want to engage in sexual acts with you. That's what you're telling me.
Oh no,
You're
I
not
said
gonna have.
that you probably would. You would know. I just said you would have certain, occasions or comments or banter with that person that'll let you know. Like you said, you don't know a man from a can of paint and he trying to do all this. I mean, sound too sweet to me. I it really do. It sounds too sweet to me. And that's just me. I mean, again, like I said, some women are oblivious. As much as I don't like to think it,
You
some
think he's
people
gonna?
aren't as intelligent. So
Hold on, Dream Riz. Hold on. I'm gonna talk to you next. But how you're okay? But he does. Does a man do? They need to be talking a certain type of way for her to like get any indication that he's gonna want to like engage in sexual acts with her? Thank you, Auntie, for the cap. Does he need to be talking a certain type of any? Does he need to be talking provocatively to her
well, no,
for her to like let's
no,
like no
no.
like let's be all the way real. Like they don't like. Does he have to be talking provocatively? Does he have to be saying things like when you come out here, this is what's gonna happen for her to have any idea? Again, they don't know each other. For her to have any idea that he wants to engage in sexual acts with her when he flies her out.
I mean, it's a way to communicate. He doesn't have to necessarily say anything explicit to imply a sexual encounter. A man can approach you in a certain manner and you will know what he's trying to do. Because why would somebody try to sweeten you up and you don't know them and they're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars? Like, I don't know too many deals where that's known to be free. If it sounds too good, then it most of the time it is too good. But again, there are some men who are slick with it. They like to put that on a girl and put you in a position where it's pressure to make a quick decision. Like, I'm out here and I didn't really know, but I feel kind of pressured. And I'm not saying that, some people do that even intentionally, but I mean, it's a way to go about it. You should communicate it. Not saying you have to do it explicitly, but a woman also should know. Like a man is approaching you in this way, obviously there's something else, on his mind than to get to know your personality. Because you meet on social media, and what is the first thing you see? You see pictures of someone. You don't see pictures of their personality. I mean, the attraction comes from the imagery that you're, absorbing. So obviously, I'm like, people are superficial on those apps. You should always be aware. Meeting any type of stranger, you should be aware. But I mean, how would how would you essentially not know? I mean, you're on an app, you're posting stuff that's considered what, a thirst trap. I mean, you have to know you're enticing people. And that's what people make money on, enticing people. But again, there is a line of communication. I mean, just because someone is walking around butt ass naked doesn't give you the invitation to try to have sex with them, or, make them have sex with you. You know what I'm saying? So again, it goes back to the communication. I'm not saying you have to speak explicitly, but hear me out. When I go on a trip, I get an itinerary. You feel me? And what do the itinerary usually say? It tell me exactly what the fuck going on. So if you can give me an itinerary of what we're doing in the sense of going out to eat and movies and stuff, then why not give them an itinerary of what you were expecting in a bedroom? I mean, it only makes sense. You can just lay it all out. I mean, don't
Okay.
don't pussyfoot around.
Okay. What's understood does not need to be said, right?
Essentially, but again, a lot of people don't have common sense. Some women are oblivious. I'm for real. As
Okay.
much as you wouldn't think, some women don't know. Like, they don't know. They think people are just being genuinely nice. Some people can think that way, and I know that sounds crazy, but I've been around the block a few times. Some people ain't, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but they haven't had as much world experience to understand that people that are, nice and upfront and stuff like that don't always have the best intention. I mean, for real, some women really just don't have that common sense knowledge. You would think they do. You would think they
Okay.
do.
Okay, but if I said that when I hear a woman say that a man does need to communicate this to a woman that he's flying out, I never, and I'm being very honest, I never these same women, I never hear them say that I need him to tell me what the itinerary is going to be. I need him to tell me that he's going to pay for my flight. I need him to tell me that he's going to pay for my transportation while I'm there. I need him to tell me that he's going to pay for my lodging and my food, my activities, the nightlife. I don't hear these women say any of those things. So they're 99% of these women are under the assumption that this man that is flying them out is going to take care of these things while they're there. But you and other women are saying that they don't need to specify those other things, but
I
they should communicate that they want sexual favors. So
I mean, but
that's
think
just not
though,
adding
hun.
up.
Think. But listen, you walking a fine line. You're comparing regular women like me to women who are Instagram and models that get flown out. I'm gonna tell you something different because I'm not them. Those women do that intentionally. Some of them know what they're doing. That's exactly why it's set up that way. But I'm saying that's a different group. You can't say 99% of women. You can say 99% of women in that category of what they're doing do that. But the other outside women that are regular don't do that. And them don't sound like women, honey. Them sound like little girls. And I'm not saying somebody who sleeps with someone is a little girl, but that mentality to me is not healthy in itself. I mean, you going around to do that, sleep with people because they flew you out and shit. I mean, it's weird. It's kind of like a sickness because I don't think I want to be used for an amount of money. Like, that's essentially what it's boiling down to. Oh, for the weekend, he my man. He my man. Like, I don't know if I can let a person leave with a part of my heart and spirit, because that's really what you give them when you give somebody sex, bro. You give them more than just your body. And I'm like, they take that and walk away with it, and it's just that. I don't understand. It's a different category. A regular woman definitely gonna be different. One of them women, definitely different. Cause I'm like, Sutiana does not speak for all of us. I definitely wouldn't be going out after 3 days. I don't care how much money you got. I'm like, I'm priceless if you put it that way. I mean, and I know that you be like, oh, she thinking too high herself, but I just have standards, and I know that that's a weird encounter and a weird occasion. A man to want to do that, like, that's not a good man you should be with. And obviously, if I mean you a woman who's doing it intentionally, then that's just what you want to do. But I can't say 99% of women do that, because 99% of women
No,
ain't
no,
getting flown out in
I'm
three
not
days.
saying. Okay. okay, are women that let a man fly them out knowing that they don't want to have sex with him, or that it's that time of the month for them, acting in good faith?
Man, you're trying to ask trick questions and shit. You know they not
I'm not
acting in
asking
good
trick
faith.
questions. I'm
You
asking
know
you a
they
direct
not
question.
acting. You know they not acting in good faith, baby. Because how the fuck you gonna try to deceive somebody and that be in good faith? You, if you lack a part of the truth and not telling that man you're doing that, that's a lie. If you tell half of the truth, that's a lie. I mean, because you're still covering something up. Like, yeah, I want to go out here, so I'm not gonna tell him I'm on my cycle, or I'm this or that. But that's what I'm saying. That's still a lie. Like that's not good faith. I mean, even being with a man you don't really know, that's not good faith either, because you never know what can happen to you. I'm like, I don't even like going anywhere, because even if I plan and be with people I trust, you don't know what other people gonna do. So I definitely would not put myself in that situation. But that is an act of, I'm not going to say bad faith, but it's definitely not good faith. And it definitely doesn't always hold good intention. Some men aren't like that, because I can't say 99% of men that fly models out are, creeps or rape. I can't say that. But I can say you don't know what's going to happen. So that's not good faith. You just really don't.
Okay. Um, should a woman put herself in private settings with a man that she knows that she doesn't want to be intimate with?
I mean, it depends, because there's a lot of factors you gotta look at. How long has she known this man? I mean, just because you don't want to be intimate with the man doesn't mean you can't be in a private setting with him. Like, damn, he can't control himself. Like, what he gonna do? He gonna ape you? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, if you don't want to be intimate with the man, you should also make that clear. Like, don't try to lead someone on. I mean, if you trust this person and you know them and they know that you're not doing that, then I wouldn't see it as an issue. I mean, I have plenty of male friends who we definitely not for to take it to that level, and they know that and they respect that. And we can go out and have drinks and everything's cool. Like, they would be more ready to protect me than to try to harm me. But again, there are some men that you definitely cannot do that with, because they are toxic, volatile, and you don't know what they're gonna do. That's why, even too, I would say, if you meeting somebody on that level and you don't feel comfortable, you should definitely not meet them, or B, meet in a public place. Let people know where you are. Like, do not go in a private
Yo,
setting, because
Case,
it's a
please hurry.
pressure in private setting. What
So
you say?
so so again, she knows in her head that she does not want to be intimate with this man. So if she knows in her head that she does not want to be intimate with this man, what sense does it make for her to get on a plane and go to a location where she knows that she is going to be staying with this man and sleeping in the same bed under the same comforter as him? If she knows that she doesn't want to be intimate with him, wouldn't it make sense for her to just not get on the plane in the first place?
Hold on, you asked two different questions. You said, should a woman
No, I
that
didn't. I
doesn't want
said
to
in
be
the
intimate with a man not go in a private setting? You didn't say, does she not have to go across the world? No. If she going across the world in a flight and stuff, and she already don't want to be intimate and she barely know him, why the hell should she even meet this man? I mean, no, that was a different question. I understood that first question differently than when you said in a private setting. If she's getting flown out in a private setting, if that's what you meant, hell no, she shouldn't do that. You don't know that man. I'm like, you don't know. You don't know when men get angry what they'll do. I'm like, you don't know if he wanted to get angry, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't take that risk. It's a 50-50 chance you ain't leaving. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
okay,
it's
let me
it's
ask you this.
different.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Are you going to get on a plane to go see a man that you are not physically attracted to in the first place?
What you say?
Are you going to get on a plane to go see a man that you are not physically attracted to in the first place?
Okay, I gotta have context. Do I know this man? Is he just somebody I met? How do you mean in that situation? If he's a man I just met and I'm not attracted to him and I know I'm not for to lead him on, then I would decline his, invitation to meet him in that manner. But if I am having that intention, I know what's at stake and what's on the table for me to do that, then okay, go for it. But no, I'm like, I definitely wouldn't do that. I don't want to lead people on. That's what some people do. They just lead people on to use them. I'm not trying to do that. Like, I will let you know up front. I don't like you, or I'm not trying to get that with you. But again, if a man is hitting you up and he don't know you and it's 3 days, it's you should automatically have a red flag come up immediately. Like, even without him saying it, because that's what social media is basically built around now. I mean, OnlyFans and stuff is advertised on basically every platform of regular social media. So you should know. I'm like, what is that invite? It's not. I mean, people who watch porn, are they about to be really like, let me just try to do all this? And it's just, we're looking at it for the imagery. They just go after what they like, and it's sexual. I mean, you should know that. But again, like I said, there are younger people and younger women, or women that have not developed mentally, that don't know. They literally don't know. They think this man is being genuine. They think he's being friendly, and there's a lack of communication, and it's not good. It's not good at
Okay,
all.
we gonna respectfully agree to disagree on that. So these same women that you're saying that are just so oblivious and just really don't have a clue in the world. So to the man in their city, that's gonna text them at 2 a.m. to come over, are they oblivious as to why he's texting them to come over at that time in the morning as well, or what?
Oh hell no, you should know. I'm like, shit, my grandma told me ain't nothing open at 2 a.m. but legs and clubs. So which one is you at? I'm like, honey,
So
you
so
should
if
know
she
2 a.m. is
knows,
a booty call.
that that man is hitting her up at that time of the morning for that type of action, how does she not know that a man that she does not know at all and that lives in a whole different state is trying to fly her out for reasons other than to engage in sexual acts with her?
People are just that naive. As hard as it's to believe that, it's true. I mean, listen to the video you played for us. That shit sounds so immature and delusional. Women are delusional. They can be just as delusional as any other gender. I'm like, people really do convince themselves like they are the shit, and that people just want to look at them. They pay them just to look at
Dad,
them, not
you
to
hurry
touch
up.
them or nothing.
One
Damn, okay.
second. One second.
Don't
One
kick me
what?
for an hour.
Nigga, you can get the fuck out of here. I don't care how long you the fuck. Bye. I've been here for an
Damn.
hour. Shut
Oh
up.
my
Damn.
God.
Bye. Sat here for
Like
an
what he was
hour and didn't even
hearing.
get an opportunity to talk.
He didn't like what he was
Um,
hearing. I made him mad with that one. He was so mad he had to speak up. Hell nah.
been here for an hour. Shut up. I've been here for an hour. Don't get an opportunity to talk at all now.
Bro, if he would have
Um,
been quiet, he would have been next.
okay, but Trippy, so what do you so you don't believe that women should be participating in this fluid out culture? What is your what if a woman does wanna, for whatever reason, go meet and see a man that, she's only known for a few weeks? What do you think is a safe and appropriate way for her to go about doing that?
I mean, see, you asking me, and if I answer it honestly from my own morals and opinions, I'm gonna say don't do it at all. That's
Okay.
not the type of culture I'm trying to influence. None of that. It's all toxic. Letting people use you and using other people for what, material gain. In the long run, I mean, you don't even remember what shoes you had 2 years ago. I don't understand why people throw their morals away just to have a piece of money or fame or fortune. I mean, I understand some people go crazy with that, but I'm like, why do it? It's really not worth it, you know. The amount of pain and trauma you actually get and cover up from doing stuff like that, it's not worth it. It really ain't. Like, I would recommend, if a woman is actually doing stuff like that, then she gonna have to do that stuff and learn her lessons in private. Don't start broadcasting, I got flued out and I'm gonna do this and he my man for 3 nights, because you sound crazy and you sound delusional. And then too, I know they feel the pain and the hurt. Like, even if you're going through that, like, I would even say just keep it in private. Let people know where you going, be safe about it. Like, but to me, there's no way to be 100% safe doing that. Because just like, it's prostitutes that's out here on the street getting picked up by a man. They don't expect that man to beat them. They just trying to make some money or benefit out of the situation. But yet that happens. I mean, I hate for it to be you flew to another state for that same thing to happen to you. I would say don't even do it. It's not worth it. I mean, shit, if you want to do stuff like that, shit, get you an OnlyFans. Ain't nobody knocking them hoes. You can fly yourself out with that money. It's just really not worth it.
Yeah, I respect that. Thank you, Trippy. You can stay up here if you want to, because nobody's in the guest box right now. But just please go ahead and mute up for me. I appreciate you.
Okay, thank you so much, man. You can always call me Trippy. I ain't even gonna be mad at you.
It's
For
all
real,
love. It's all
man.
a lot of love.